That's on the reseller market, so that's not what the school's making.
Right.
But that being said, I highly doubt that they were cutting a deal on that game to anybody that was just buying tickets from the box office.
That's a fact. Yo, it's crazy. First of all, the Zion shit, I'm happy it wasn't nothing serious. I'm happy that
for sure.
But yeah, man, I agree 100%. First of all, these kids should be getting paid. They are labeled as amateur athletes, and I forgot who said it. I think Max Kellerman has said it that the NCAA, they try to sell the appeal that you're watching amateur athletes. So they're technically amateur, but they're not. Like Zion Williamson should not be playing college basketball right now.
No chance.
You know what I'm saying? He should be playing in the NBA right now. This dude is fucking 6'9", 280, 290 pounds damn near. He's a man.
He's a Superman.
Exactly. He's a test tube baby.
Yep.
He's fucking Charles Barkley's times 2. Like, the shit is crazy. So, the NCAA need to get their shit together. And they need to start paying these athletes, because what's happened, like the school makes all this damn money and they try to justify it by saying, oh yeah, the kids get a free education. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but y'all banking in billions of dollars. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll trade that free education for some of them millions and billions.
They give free education to students that are just academically just advanced.
Right.
And that doesn't bring in any revenue for the school.
Right.
And these kids are selling jerseys. They're putting asses in the seats, concessions, and all that stuff. And it just sucks that they're not seeing any of it. And that was a position that I was on the opposite side of probably a couple years ago. But then I think for me, with LeVar Ball's league, and then now with the AAF and all those football leagues that are coming up, you can see that these leagues are going to take these other leagues and they're going to use them for developmental stuff, but the players are going to be getting paid for it.
Right.
And
how it should be, honestly.
Yeah, and I think that the NCAA better act fast before the NFL buys out the AAF and then they start using that as their minor league, in quotes, and then the basketball takes LeVar Ball's league, and they end up kind of promoting that a little bit. So I just think the NCAA needs to act soon. Yeah,
and NBA actually kind of made a move like that, where like the top prospects, I think starting either next year or the year after, the top prospects can go straight to the G League instead of going to college. Get paid. That's like $125,000 or like $250,000, something like that.
Yeah, just something small,
which isn't that's better than not getting paid at all.
I'll take $125K.
Exactly. And then they get to go and have access to actual NBA trainers and facilities and develop from actual NBA coaches and not waste a year in college. Because that's the thing. Like, okay, I get it. You can go play for a coach like Coach K. You can go play for a coach like Roy Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like legendary coaches, Calipari. Okay, but what about those kids where, they're good enough to go play for those programs there for them, but they're not getting anything out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Because of all the one and dones.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the one and dones, you get a free education, quote unquote. Ben Simmons even said, I wasn't going to class.
Yeah.
I was strictly there because y'all made me stay out of school for whatever. And then of course, Ben Simmons had to get paid to go to LSU. So he got paid under the table. But it's bullshit that he has to do that. It's bullshit that Zion Williamson got to go risk a year playing at a college institution where he's not getting paid for it. At least let them get paid off their likeness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think for me, with some of those players that are going to be one and dones, I think it's bad for the team environment too, because you never know if some of those guys are totally committed to that team at that moment in time.
Right.
You have other kids that are going out there and they're putting in the work in the gym because they want to get drafted.
Right.
Whereas you have all these 5-star recruits that know that they're going to get drafted. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not even saying any of them. I'm just speculating at this point that maybe some of them are sitting in there in that locker room and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just running out the clock until I get drafted.
Yeah, that's a fact. So hopefully that gets changed around. Do you think Zion should sit out the rest of the season? Do you agree with that?
I think that if him and his team deem that that's what's best for his future, I think I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I think that there's no reason that this man should risk serious injury and affecting his future financial life from just playing for free at the school well, for the free education. But seriously, so I think that if his team does say that that's what they should do, I'm fully behind him on that. I think that I will ultimately respect him as a competitor if he says, no, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to compete. I think that that'll be a good move for him. I think that I'll have a little bit more respect for him. But I don't think he really cares about Nick and Lancaster's respect.
I think that I agree with you. I think if him, his family, his team decide that the best course of action is to shut it down for the rest of the season and prepare for the NBA draft, then, by all means, I 100% respect it.
For sure.
At the same time, I think he should continue playing. Like, you made it this far. You guys are, with Zion on the team, Duke is a serious competitor and the NCAA for the NCAA tournament, and they can definitely make some noise. Without him, I don't think Duke gets past the Sweet 16. Maybe they get to the Elite Eight. I'm not, RJ Barrett, he's good. Cam Reddish, but you could tell like Zion's the man.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he came out of that game, it was kind of over. Like UNC fucked them up the whole game. But yeah, I think he should continue playing. And then the one thing that also made me go lean towards him playing out this season is that he has a $8 million insurance policy. Okay. That if he doesn't get drafted within the top 16 picks, he collects. He starts collecting off that $8 million.
Okay.
So
good for him.
Because of injury or some shit. Yeah. So, and that's another thing as well. People saying that he should sit because he can get hurt. I mean, if he sits out, he's still going to be training for basketball. Yeah. He's still going to be playing basketball. Maybe not against, college competition. Yeah. He's still going to be doing, one-on-one drills and doing drills for basketball. And can still get hurt there. So, it got its ups, it got its downs, pros and cons. But we'll see what happens. A little bit of a tangent there, but whatever.
I think ultimately that these NCAA players don't owe their teams anything.
That's a big fact.
I was at UB. The University of Buffalo here, for those that don't know.
Shout out to UB, by the way.
Horns up, baby. I was here when they shut down the soccer and the baseball teams to like fund the football and the basketball programs more. And although I understand it that those are more revenue streams or higher revenue streams for the college as opposed to the baseball team, but the fact of the matter is that those kids made a 4-year commitment to that school that they were going to do their education there and play for them. And so if the school can cut off that team and just say, sorry, you're out on your own, and then we're going to take away your scholarship, then I'll be damned if the player can't do that.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that one. And then if a player, I think the only reason why a player wouldn't like just abandon his team, for lack of a better phrase, would be for his teammates. You build a bond with your teammates, you get that brotherhood, and you want to try to stick it out with them. But for like the school itself, the program itself, fuck that. If I feel like, okay, if Zion felt or any prospect, man, I'm done. I'm not doing this no more.
Fuck that.
Man, I'm out of here. All right, so let's go back to the NBA.
Yep.
So after the All-Star break, NBA season kicks back in, and we got about 25, 26 games left.
Yes, sir.
And everything's starting to shape out. If you look at the standings right now, you can pretty much kind of tell which teams are going to be in the playoffs and how the seeding is going to work. You may see like a couple of seeds interchange here and there, but for the most part, what you see right now is kind of what it's going to be. I kind of want to start off in the West. I want to go to your Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep. And
LeBron, if you guys haven't heard, he quote unquote is in playoff mode. And
fuck that guy.
So LeBron's going in playoff mode. The Lakers currently right now are the 10th seed in the West and are battling the Clippers, the Kings, and I guess you can kind of throw in the Spurs and Jazz and Houston, I guess. They're all kind of just like 4 games apart for these playoff spots. But first of all, with the Lakers, do you think you guys get in?
As much as I shit on LeBron James personally, I do not see a way that he does not make the playoffs. I don't even know if it's necessarily the Lakers, because I know you and I had these conversations back at work before the season started about if LeBron goes to LA, what that's going to do to the young core and Luke Walton and everything. And I think that the young core it's a young core. They are learning to grow together. They're working through some pains. I think the positives is that they're playing really good defensive ball.
Yeah.
But I think that LeBron James just would not let that happen. There's no way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I agree on that one there.
Yeah.
I was texting my cousin. He put in the chat that the Lakers starting last night before the Houston game, they was like minus 125 to make the playoffs. And then after they won the Houston game, they was like plus 125. So the shit just flipped like that.
I sit here and I look at the standings, and right now they're 2.5 games back of the Clippers. I see them as a better team than the Clippers. That may be my own personal bias coming out. That may be the fact that the Clippers don't have a LeBron James, but they also have a game in hand of the Clippers. So they might be 2.5 games back, but they've played one less game. It's them and the Kings. I think the Kings are a little bit more of a threat than the Clippers are. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but that's just me.
Yo, the Kings been playing good ball, man.
Exactly.
Yo, Buddy Hield, he should be considered for most improved player this year because he's been having a hell of a season. He's been showing out. But yeah, I'm with you. I think it's hard to bet against LeBron. Mm-hmm. Dude been to 8 straight finals, and he has not made the playoffs since his first year in the league or second year in the league or some shit like that. So ultimately, I think LeBron gets them there. I think they get over that hump. They probably will land like an 8th or 7th seed. I think the Clippers. I don't think the Clippers necessarily want to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I think if they do, they lose their draft pick this year, their own draft pick, and I kind of think the Clippers are kind of building towards the future.
Yeah.
The Kings, man, it's kind of, I like Sacramento a lot, man.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox.
I like De'Aaron Fox a lot.
Bagley.
The thing that I like about De'Aaron Fox is whenever he plays the Lakers, it's like he has a little chip on his shoulder, because they got Lonzo instead. Mm-hmm. He's going at him, and I think Lonzo's developed into a very good defensive basketball player. On ball, just the rebounding, it's all there, but I mean, he's just too fast for him sometimes.
Yeah, whenever De'Aaron Fox plays Lonzo, he ats him. Yeah. It's been since college. Ever since college. De'Aaron Fox goes against Lonzo, he's having a career night, it seems like. So, and they're in the same division. I don't know how many more times they play, but that's going to be interesting coming down to wire. I think those are going to be the two teams kind of battling out for that last spot. And then, can't underestimate the Clippers too much because they did trade away their best player, Tobias Harris, to the Sixers. But I
have a question for you about the Sixers.
Yeah.
So I think we can all rightfully assume that the Pacers don't stay where they are without Oladipo.
I agree.
Do you see the Sixers staying at that 3 because they're about 5 games back of the Raptors right now? Do you think the 3 is ultimately where they end up, and are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, ultimately. So I think in the Eastern Conference, I think it's pretty much going to stay the same. I think either the Bucks or Raptors are going to be 1 or 2. You can kind of switch those 2 around. Maybe I think the Bucks. If I had to bet money today, I think the Bucks will finish 1. The Raptors finish 2. I think the Sixers, we're either going to finish 3 or 4. So I think either the Celtics or us are going to finish 3 or 4, and then whoever finishes 4 pretty much plays the Pacers because I think they're going to finish 5.
Okay.
So yeah, in the East, it's pretty much going to stay the same. Like the top 5 teams are going to stay that. But the Pacers, I think, are going to finish off as the 5th seed. I think the Sixers, if I had to take a guess, we'll probably finish off as the 3rd seed. I think we're going to finish the regular season really strong. And then I got the Celtics finishing off as the 4th seed. I think they'll play the Pacers. We'll play with Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn will be the team we'll play. And then the Hornets and Pistons in the 7th and 8th to round it up. Actually, no, give me the Magic. I think the Magic will get that in that spot over the Pistons. I do. I like Orlando.
Okay.
They kept Vucevic. Vucevic having a hell of a season this year. He's been balling out. But in Brooklyn, Brooklyn is the one team I kind of hope we can avoid in the first round.
I am eternally angry that D'Angelo Russell just had to take that video. Because I like D'Angelo Russell on the Lakers. I think that it was very valuable for him to be on the team while Kobe Bryant was still on the team. That's not really something any of the young core can say that they have. But I'm so happy for him that he's over there and he has the ability to take his game to the next level there. Because if he were still in LA, I would hate for him to be a part of the trade rumors. Like he said, like he like straight up said, that's the best thing that ever happened to me was getting traded here because I would be in their position.